You probably already know of Huntsville as the city that sent men to the moon, but it's also the city that remembers. Often as not, if you spend any time at all in the Rocket City, you wind up talking to a rocket man.
Well, I was 21 years in the Army and I was in tanks. And my last assignment was in Washington, D.C. And we have a term called being classmated. And I was classmated from armor into air defense. And I learned a trade which made me very employable in Huntsville. This building is in John Hunt Park. From 42 to 65, it was Huntsville's commercial airport. We were fortunate that the city council said, yes, we could set this up as a museum. And it's a good museum. The entire thing is volunteers. We have never had an employee nor a payroll. We also do not have any appropriated funds in here. The city supports the building. Internally, it's pretty much up to us.
The Veterans Memorial Museum, it's a place you should see.
This corner displays from the Revolution to the Spanish-American War, and some of the visitors ask if these are original uniforms, and the answer is no, they're modern reproductions until you get around to this one. And this Civil War tunic came in with a post office receipt in the pocket dated 1904. We tell the kids it hadn't been through the laundry in 100 years. But this is the sort of thing that would be thrown away if we weren't here. So it's a treasure for us, and it is a good contribution by the heirs that brought it in.
From San Juan Hill, we charge into one of the rarest items anywhere.
This is one of our treasures. This is called a Merci boxcar. And after World War II, a relief supply train went around the United States and sent relief supplies to France and Italy. In gratitude, the French sent to each state a decorated boxcar with gifts for the people of the state. And this is Alabama's boxcar. Probably this is the only boxcar of the 49 that came over that has a display inside it. And the majority of what's in here are donations. This is a McClellan cavalry saddle, complete with World War I accoutrements.
An old horse soldier like General Pershing and his cavalrymen probably thought nothing could replace the horse. Eventually, they were wrong, and the proof sits right here.
This is the oldest known Jeep in the world. There is a Bantam, which is somewhat different, called a Blitz buggy that predates it. But in 1940, the Army held a competition, and it was entered by Willis and Bantam, who built little cars, and Ford said, we can do it. This is the Ford #1 test Jeep. It is the only known survivor of the 1940 competition.
And from ground to air, a visitor really gets a sense of being there.
This is a replica briefing room for the 385th Bomb Group in England. It was a B-17 group that was bombing German industry. It was built by Bill Varnadoe, who was a navigator on B-17s and is still living, and Harold McMurran, who went across Utah Beach on D+3, and he is still maintaining Cessnas out at our small airfield at age 90. Last summer, Bill showed up with Mr. Dunlap, who had the lower left airplane, and we like to tell the visitors it's hard to believe that many of those pilots are still alive, let alone could visit here.
The rest of us should take the time to literally walk through the pages of history. And remember, we can no more show you everything in this museum than we can tell you the story of all the men and women who are represented here. What I can tell you is that every American should visit this Veterans Memorial Museum. Not only that, but it's absolutely Alabama.
Next, from a walk through history to a ride to a time of carnivals, cotton candy, and carousels. Hold your horses. We'll be right back.
I'm John Dersham with DeKalb Tourism, and this is Absolutely Alabama, and we'll be right back.